Hello and welcome to my channel. This is Nihal and you're watching Not Just Another Channel. So as of 2017, we've got the top 3 smartphone makers in Samsung, Apple and Huawei. Huawei, like Samsung, has a penchant for launching multiple smartphones per year. They've got nameless series like the Nova, they've got the Honor, which is more youth apparently or youngster oriented, and they've got their Huawei brand, which kind of uh, has your Mate series. So today I've got the Huawei Honor 9i. This is the Indian version, but this is the same version that comes in China, and it's called the Honor Maimang or Huawei Maimang 6. The specs are the same. The only difference is this one is China, this one is the India version, and the Maimang is what it's called in China. So I'm just going to read the specs of the box. It's got the Kirin 659, which is more of the mid-range chip, which is kind of a competitor to the Snapdragon 600 series. I think this one is more kind of a competitor to the 625 or the 660. Octa-core. It's got 4 GB RAM and this comes with 64 GB ROM. Unfortunately, this still runs Android 7.0 and it runs a custom version of 7.0 with the EMUI 5.1. The display is 5.9 inches, what they call is Full HD Plus, or their full view display, essentially 18 by 9 display, and it's 2160 by 1080p. They also claim that this is the first device with 4 cameras. So it's got 16 megapixel and a 2 megapixel rear camera, as well as a 13 megapixel plus a 2 megapixel front facing camera. The 2 megapixel camera is basically for depth. So it says the front camera comes with something called a selfie toning display, or selfie toning flash rather. I'm not really sure what that means. Probably it's just kind of Huawei or a lot of these Chinese manufacturers have a tendency to kind of smoothen out your face to give you a better selfie or remove all the marks and things like that. It's got a fingerprint sensor, which is good, and a 3340 milliamp hour battery. So this being an Indian version, supports something called the Geo Voice over LTE, and for the 4G bands, the LTE TDD is 38, 40 and 41 bands, and the LTE 4DD is 1, 3, 5, 7, 8 and 28. So if you guys are looking to import it, just make sure that your bands are supported. So let me go ahead and just open this. One thing to notice this is the box is a bit different from your standard boxing. It's more horizontal rather than kind of a flat facing box. And I forgot to mention, this version is the Prestige Gold. The color is a Prestige Gold, and it's a dual SIM version as well, which is handy. So hopefully you can see that. What you see there is the pin for the SIM ejector tool. You've got the device, surprisingly light in the hand, and unlike the previous Honor series, like if you've actually seen the Honor 8 and the Honor 8 Pro, the fingerprint sensor is on the back, which is good. It's got a slightly unique designed for an Honor series. It kind of has a slight resemblance to the Honor 8 series, but unlike the Honor 8, as I mentioned, the fingerprint sensor is at the back. I'll quickly show you the device before I run through what's in the box. It actually comes with a screen protector pre-installed, which is good, so you don't have to worry about fingerprints. So I don't know how good this thing is, or whether I should get rid of it for now. As I mentioned to you before, the fingerprint sensor is at the back, and it's got, you can see the dual camera bump. It is slightly protruded compared to many of the other smartphones you see. It's probably just the way the chassis of the camera is. You've got the sensors at the top. You've got a dual camera setup at the top. And something unique is where the antenna line is. You can actually see here there's a small dot which I suppose is the LED. It is the LED for the reverse camera. It's got the Honor branding at the back. It doesn't say the 9i and things like that. It just says made in China, Huawei Technologies. As per the specs, it says it's got an 83% screen to body ratio, 5.9 inch as I mentioned before. It's got a USB, it's not a USB-C, it's just USB, a regular micro USB, which is sad. And from what I read before, it doesn't have fast charging as well. It's got a bottom firing speaker. It's not stereo, so it's just one bottom firing speaker. But for all you jack maniacs, you've got a 3.5 millimeter jack still there, headphone jack still there. You've got the mic on the top, and obviously you've got the speaker cutout. And you've got another mic here. I guess one's for noise cancellation. So I'll just keep the device to the side for now. You've got a SIM ejector tool here, which is nifty, but they made it unnecessarily hard for me to get it out of the box. I'm not sure if this is kind of some kind of symbol, but it's slightly different from any other SIM ejector I've seen. And I will add some pictures. Obviously, it may not be as clear. I'll add some pictures in when I edit this video. So in the box, you've got your standard micro USB cable. You've got a charger plug, this is for India, so you might need an adapter, or use any of your standard USB chargers and this should be good. You've got headphones. They don't look really appetizing, so I'm just going to ignore them for now. These look one of those, the older versions that you would get with your Sony Walkman or your old devices, which is, I doubt anyone's actually going to use these ones, or I might be wrong. What else? Standard documentation. Oh, that is pretty nifty. In standard Huawei tradition, a free case, much appreciated. Samsung, Apple, if you're listening, make sure you give us one in your next device. We are paying quite a lot of money for that. It makes common sense, and I think consumers can appreciate that. What else? Yep, a warranty card. That's about it. I just power on the device. Okay, I forgot to mention the sides of the device. It's got the SIM tray on the left, and it's got a power button at the right, and the volume rocker at the right as well. Looks pretty good. Again, with the form factor, the 18:9, the aspect ratio, they can fit a bigger screen while maintaining the body as petite as possible. So one hand use shouldn't be too much of a problem if you have mid-size or large hands like mine. Smaller hands, I can't guarantee that a one hand use will work. So comparing, a small comparison between my S8 Plus, it is about the same, but the S8 Plus is slightly thicker and slightly taller than the Huawei 9i on the left, as my S8 Plus on the right. And there is, unlike the S8 Plus, there is no curved edges. This is just what they call their full HD Plus or full view display. Again, another marketing gimmick. So there you have it, the boot logo, if you can see it, powered by Android, Honor powered by Android. So as for all the other benchmarks I've seen, the 659 is very capable. It also is in the new Huawei, sorry, the Honor 7X that's been launched. So if that's anything to go by, this should be pretty good as well. A quick unboxing and a walkthrough of the Huawei Honor 9i, or the Huawei Maimang 6 as they call it in China. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you do like the content on this, please feel free to like and subscribe and share this video and the links with your family and friends on social media. Thank you so much. Bye bye.